Hey guys, so I guess I'll give an update of where I am right now. Sorry about the boring background. I'm sitting on my mattress. I'm in my daughter's exercise room. Yeah, she told me to come on back. I was running out of gas money just bouncing around town, and my engine light came on. I don't know if anybody remembers when I first traded my Hummer in and got this truck. The first week I had it, I had a doctor's appointment for my knee at the hospital. And when I went to leave, my truck wouldn't start. So my daughter brought out 5 gallons of gas and we put it in and it still wouldn't start. And we just kept trying, waited about 20 minutes and wouldn't start. So I called the tow truck and they towed it back to the dealership. And when they got it there, the mechanic called me and says, it started right up. I'm like, and your point? And he says, and the tow truck driver said it started right up too. And I'm thinking, then why the hell did you tow it? Why did the tow truck driver call me and say, hey, it started? So I said, well, do you run those scans and everything? He says, yeah. He said, there's nothing wrong with it. We ran everything, checked the fuel line and everything. I'm like, well, alrighty, I'm not lying to you. The truck wouldn't start. And I put 5 gallons of gas in, it still wouldn't start. And then when I got down to Pahrump, I was sitting at the grocery store, and it wouldn't start again. And Debbie brought me gas. We put that in, and I waited this time for about a half an hour, and it started right up. So when it first ran out at a half a tank. The second time was 3/4 of a tank. So this whole time now, since I've had it since October, hey, sorry, cat scratching the exercise bench thingy, weight bench. I keep it, every time I go to town, I put gas in when it just gets below F. I just don't want to run out again. So when my check engine light came on the other day, I went to AutoZone. It was Saturday? Yeah, Saturday morning, and a guy came out and he ran a scan. He says, it won't connect. I'm like, and your point? Oh, it just won't connect, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, excuse me? He said, yeah, well, you can take it over to the other AutoZone or over to O'Reilly's. I'm like, okay. So I take it to the other AutoZone, and the manager came out and was doing it for me. And she said, it won't connect, but I'm going to tell you, it's usually the fuse for the lighter. I'm like, okay. So when I got back to, where was I? When I got back to my daughter's here, I changed the fuse, and it was out. So I called my son, because a couple of years ago I bought him a scanner, and went over to his house. And I wanted to see where I could park there, because I could go there. His landlord said, he's an old college roommate of my son's, and my 2 boys rent rooms from him. And I stayed there before. He said, I'm always welcome there. But when I parked outside in the road in a big stockade fence, live on a corner, really old property, big giant trees like 200 years old. The grass is like waist high. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that live there. And I'm walking down the driveway to the porch, and these 2 pit bulls come running from the backyard. Now there's 2 RVs in the back. One a couple lives in. They were there last time I was there. And a bunch of old cars. The guy is, he grew up on a farm. He's like this redneck. He's just like my kind of people. But, yeah, and I'm knocking on the door. I'm yelling to my son through the door, because I wasn't going to just walk in, because the landlord, they have a new baby. And, it's, even though it's my son's house, it's still somebody else's house. And my son's like, come in. I said, I'm going to get eaten. And I'm usually not afraid of dogs, but there's 2 of them, and they were not friendly. So I asked him where his brother was. And he goes, I don't know. But then I saw Quentin throw something away, so I went back outside to tell Quentin I was there, and those dogs came after me yet again. Like, okay. So I went out a 3rd time, and I let one come up to me on the porch, and they were okay, but still, I can't have loose dogs like that with my dogs around. So I knew that staying there was out of the question. But anyway, he ran a scan of my truck, and the fuel level sensor came up bad, which I knew. And the manager at the second AutoZone told me to make sure I call the manager at the first AutoZone and tell them to tell that guy that he should know this, that if it doesn't connect, that it's usually the fuse for the lighter. But I didn't bother to do that. But yeah, that's between $260 and $300 to get that fixed. But right now I'm not worried too much about it. My daughter did send me money for Mother's Day, most of it to get it fixed. I am going to call my garage and see how much they charge. But right now I'm just going to decompress here. And I did come in. I brought my mattress in. I stayed the first night out. I was in the street Sunday night. I brought my mattress in yesterday. I'm in the exercise room. That way I'm with the dogs, so they're not going to be as upset as when I was here before. And I was sleeping in the living room down here. I did keep Elliot and Violet in the pen last night because they were sound asleep when I went to bed. So it was just me and Owen and the cat on the bed. I have the mattress on the floor. That's why there's nothing behind me here. Pretty boring. Yeah, I did see on Google that there was a report that the western slope of Colorado is getting some warm weather and that the snow should melt quicker right now. So we'll see. We'll see when we're able to get up onto the mesa so I can get to work. And because I'm not making any money. And yeah, it was starting to get very depressing, dragging my trailer all over the place, trying to figure out where I'm going to sleep. Now I know how, like vanners, when they live in big cities and, they have to find a place to sleep every night. Now I get their stress because I've never had this kind of stress before. I mean, I've pulled into town before and I've had to sleep a night or two in town, but not like I was out there for 2 weeks and I still don't know when I'm going to get up to the mesa to my job. So it could be, another 2 weeks. It could be another month. And I could not I was starting to get stressed. It was getting hot out. And, someone's going to start noticing me staying at places. And I didn't want to get that knock. I've never had it. I did have one, first one on the road. Pulled into a Walmart in Jersey. I was waiting for my son to come home because he just moved. And I was in my pickup truck. And I pulled up against some bushes. And I straddled the line of the 2 parking spots. And I was tired. It took me 5 days. I was tired. It was October. It was freezing out. And I went to Walmart. And I went back in and bought lunch. And I went back to the truck. And I went back in and I had bought a coat and went to the bathroom. Went back to the truck and I got in the back of it, in the back seat, and I was taking a nap or laying down. And I get a knock and it was the cops. And as I'm getting out of the truck, he noticed an ammo box. And he's like, can you take that out? What is that? I said, it's my tools. Take it out. So I had to take it out and open it and show him it was my tools. And I do have guns. They were in my truck. And he asked me, well, he didn't ask me if I had any weapons. But then I noticed there was another cop that pulled up on the side of me. And he's got a flashlight and he's looking through the back of my truck. I had a cap on it. They had a lot of people coming in from Colorado. This is right after, almost 8 years ago when they legalized marijuana here. So I assumed he thought that I was running drugs into New Jersey. I told him I just got in from Colorado. I'm waiting for my son to get home from work to call me to let me know, how to get to his house. And yeah, I was just annoyed. I said, there's a homeless man that's living in the bushes right there that's sleeping with a tarp over him because it was raining out. And there was a path that went right past those bushes. And it wasn't a very big bush, big enough for him to get in with a tarp. And there were some young girls that had walked that path to Walmart. And all I could think is, that's not a safe situation. So he went over there and spoke to this man, I swear, for 45 seconds, that's it. He spent more time worrying about me, an elderly woman with 2 dogs and a cat, than he did about this homeless man that's right next to a path that leads to a mobile home park where young kids walk past. Okay, you've got your priorities messed up here. Now, my mother was a cop in Jersey for 27 years, and my dad, when he got out of the military, worked for the sheriff's department. It just bugged me that this man asked me all these questions and thought I was doing something wrong. I'm like, oh, well. All right, well, now I'm rambling on. I only needed like 2 minutes, but I'm here at my daughter's again. Owen and the dogs are having a ball, roaming around the backyard, all but Violet. She does get on her leash and wanders, but, she's blind. Got to keep an eye on her. I didn't sleep last night. I was up to 2 a.m., and then Owen was up at 10 to 6. I think because I was in just a new environment, I could not fall asleep. My brain was just wide awake. I hate when that happens. So I just made a cup of peppermint tea, and I'm hoping I relax. And we pulled the trailer in the driveway last night. Now that we're not in it, and I have one of the mattresses out, I'm going to do a deep clean. When I was in the desert the other, no, where was I? When I was at the truck stop the other day on Friday, I did do another coat of paint on my cabinet. So I'm going to wash all the walls, get all the desert dust off it, and you know, deep clean it, vacuum, pull stuff out, rearrange, mop the floors and stuff. I already washed all the carpets and blankets, and yeah, and that way when I get back in it to go up to the mountain, it'll be all nice and clean. All right, guys, I hope you all had a great Mother's Day. I had a good day. I will talk to you later.